came home hoping to relax, only to have Heath show up at the door rambling about a text I supposedly sent him, telling him I wanted to reconcile. Now my fiancé and ex-boyfriend were at each other's throats, and there was blood dripping everywhere. Needless to say, my sympathy reserves were at an all-time low. Heath, you should go and get your nose looked at. Every second he and Dante stayed in the same room was another opportunity for more trouble. I'd go with him to the hospital, but considering Dante's current mood, offering to leave with him would hurt more than it helped. Heath looked at me, his eyes tortured.
Viv.
A rumble of warning emanated from Dante's chest. Go, I said. Please. He opened his mouth as if to say something else, but Dante's death glare had him scrambling up and out of the room without another word. I waited until I heard the front door slam before I whirled on the other infuriating migraine-inducing man in my life. What is wrong with you? You can't go around punching people. You probably broke his nose.
I can do whatever I want,
Dante said, the picture of remorsefulness.
He deserved it.
A headache gathered behind my temples. No, you can't. Newsflash, having money doesn't absolve you from consequences. There's a proper way of doing things that don't include violence. You're lucky if he doesn't sue you for assault.
I'm lucky,
Dante growled.
He's lucky I didn't break more than his nose for coming into my house and trying to wreck our engagement.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying there was a better way to handle the situation than opening yourself up to an assault charge. Dante had enough lawyers and money to shake such a charge off like it was nothing. But that wasn't the point. It was the principle of the matter.
He was touching you.
Dante's eyes darkened to midnight.
Did you want him to touch you?
Oh, for God's sake. You don't get to do that, I said through gritted teeth. You don't get to storm in and act like a jealous fiancé when you've been ignoring me for weeks. I tried to talk to you about Heath after the flowers. You refused and ran off to DC. His lips thinned.
I haven't been ignoring you, and I did not run off to DC.
You gave me the cold shoulder, avoided eye and verbal contact, and communicated in caveman grunts or via a third party at most. That's the textbook definition of ignoring. Dante stared at me, his face like granite. Frustration bubbled in my chest and rose up my throat. You open up, then you shut down. You kiss me, then you leave. We've been doing this back and forth dance for months, and I'm sick of it. I lifted my chin, my heart wavering beneath an onslaught of nerves. I just want to know, once and for all, is this still only business or is it more? A muscle flexed in Dante's jaw.
It doesn't matter, we're getting married either way.
It does matter. I'm not playing this game with you anymore. The frustration morphed into anger, turning my words into blades. If this is business, we'll treat it as such. We'll produce and air, smile for the cameras in public, and live our lives separately in private. That's it. It wasn't the life I would have chosen, but I was in too deep to back out now. At least then, I know where we stand and adjust my expectations accordingly. No more overanalyzing every crumb of intimacy, searching for something that wasn't there. No more hanging on to hopes. Dante would change, and I'd be one of the lucky ones whose arranged marriage turned into love.
Live our lives separately in private.
Dante's voice dropped to a dangerous decibel.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means exactly what it sounds like. We do what we want discreetly, and we don't question the other about it as long as it doesn't affect our public image. My words falter at the storm gathering in his eyes.
Are you talking about an affair, Vivian?
Goosebumps erupted in alarm over my chest and shoulders. No, and that's not the point. Answer my question. Is this business or is this something more? He remained silent. Heath was wrong for what he tried to do, but you're upset because... Why? You're threatened? Territorial? My nails dug into my palms. I'm not a toy, Dante. You don't get to toss me aside and pick me back up only when someone else wants me.
I don't think you're a toy.
He ground out. Then why do you care? Why did you punch Heath when you were the one who told me to leave our feelings out of this? More silence. The corners of his neck visibly strained against his skin. The tension was so thick I could taste it in my throat. But I pushed forward, unwilling to let him off the hook so easily. We're only together because of a deal you made with my father. What is it to you if my ex shows back up in my life? You know the wedding would move forward either way, I said. Are you afraid I'll break the engagement? Run off with Heath and leave you looking like a fool in front of your friends? Why do you care?
I don't know.
The force of his reply stunned me into silence. Dante's granite mask cracked, revealing the torment underneath.
I don't know why I care. I just know I do. And I hate it.
Self-loathing coated his voice.
I hate the idea of you touching anyone else or anyone else touching you. I hate that other people can make you laugh in a way that I can't. I hate how I feel around you, like you're the only person that can make me lose control when I don't lose control.
Every word, every step brought him closer until my back pressed against the wall, and the heat of his body enveloped mine.
But I do.
His voice dropped, turned ragged.
With you.
My blood thundered in my ears, muffling his words until I was underwater and drowning in a sea of emotions. Shock, hope, fear, elation, uncertainty. They all mingled until they were indistinguishable from each other. I don't know isn't good enough, I whispered. Once upon a time it would have been, but we passed that marker long ago. Dante's jaw tightened. This close, I could see the hints of gold in his eyes, like flecks of light in a sea of darkness.
Heath said he still loves you. Enough to go against your parents and me to be with you, but you broke up 2 years ago. And he didn't do a damn thing about it until he found out you were engaged.
The darkness edged out the light.
You want to know the truth, Vivian? If I loved you as much as he claims to love you, nothing would have stopped me from keeping you.
I didn't realize until that moment how easy it was for one simple sentence to dissolve the threads holding my world together. If I loved you as much as he claims to love you, nothing would have stopped me from keeping you. If I breathed, my throat unbearably tight. Hypothetical. The gold disappeared completely, leaving pools of midnight in its wake. A sardonic smile.
Yes, Mika.
Warmth brushed my lips.
Hypothetical.
My heartbeat slowed. Time suspended for a brief, agonizing moment. Just long enough for our breaths to intermingle. Then a groan shattered the spell, followed by a low curse. That was the only warning I got before Dante yanked me to him and crashed his mouth down on mine.